Good morning, friends. This is Elizabeth with Willow Root Tarot, and this morning we are starting our reads off with Seasons of the Witch, Yule Oracle. The Yule reference is towards the pagan holiday, Yule, spelled Y-U-L-E. And that's the pagan holiday that we're sitting in right now. This is interesting. Everything that happens is part of the message. So while I'm shuffling, I tend to notice my environment. And I am sitting in a very high chair at a somewhat like a bar height table. So my feet are dangling. They're not touching the ground. There's air between my body and mother. And it's an interesting sensation. And I'm going to pull a card and see how that plays into that sensation. Because I do find that whatever I chat about while shuffling, and shuffling is chatting while I shuffle is the vast majority of the time how I do it to help me tune in. I wonder what it will have to do with anything like with my feet and the space between them and mother. This is a species that has traveled to the moon. But the moon is still a part of mother. All right, let's see. We have Solstice, and this is card 34. And the card itself says, "All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name." Now, I do have to read these a few times. They're beautifully poetic, but it takes me a couple of moments to understand what the words are delivering. All hail the cunning truth. All of us, all hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. So there's something about, let's say, all hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. There is no denying this truth. This is the Claire coming through and giving you that message, and you know that this is true if you have that type of Claire. This is a feeling, which I do, claircognizance. There's also clairsentience. Apologies on pronunciation. But I have a Claire that allows me to not necessarily understand or even want to understand why I know it's true, but it's true. There's an undeniability about that. And it's a very rare Claire for me. But that's what I believe this is saying. Now, if you have not yet experienced that Claire, in some other way, perhaps you have experienced this. In some way, you can bring the meaning to yourself. All hail. It does all hail. Even if it's not something that I personally experienced, I can still try to sympathize as opposed to empathize. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes. Those ashes aren't fucking yours. They're somebody else's. Move. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. Your namesake is the glory. You are wonderful. And you are representative of self, of you. That's all that this is. Your life is yours. You are magnificent. You are needed. You are loving. You are love. You are loved. Your feelings are justified and valid. I love you. All right, let's see what the book says. Okay. This comes right after snow, which we just had quite a bit of in some parts of the U.S. Solstice. We all experience times when you feel the need to retreat, hide, and lick your wounds. This is especially true after experiencing a betrayal. displacement, a significant life change, or a brutal loss. Slipping away into the darkness is a critical part of healing. It allows you time away from other people's often critical eye to break down and purge the emotional weight you're carrying. However, one must be careful about spending too much time in this healing place. You can become lost in the comfort of darkness and forget to come back to the light, where others have the joy of basking in your glory. Solstice asks you to permit yourself to let your inner light shine. You've hidden your beauty for far too long. You may be feeling vulnerable and afraid, but know that there are people out there who want what you have to offer. Having a breakdown isn't a fun process, but building yourself back up can be a truly liberating and beautiful experience. It's time to rise from the ashes, Sacred One, and allow yourself to fly.